Good evening, and welcome to the 2014 NBA Draft at Barclays Center, home of the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you to the best fans in the world for your support this season, and for being with us tonight when 60 of the world's most promising basketball players will join the NBA. First, let me say congratulations to the San Antonio Spurs on their 5th championship in 15 years. It's worth noting that the Spurs lineup included a #1 pick in Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, a 15th pick, Tony Parker, a 28th pick, and Manu Ginobili, who was the 57th pick. So every name you hear tonight could make the difference for your team. These young men tonight have long imagined the moment when they hear their name called from this podium. It's a lifelong dream realized after years of hard work and dedication. With the first pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Joel Embiid from Yaoundé, Cameroon, and the University of Kansas.
I do think he's the #1 overall prospect. 7 feet tall with a 7'5" wingspan. Enjoy your favorite beverage. There'll be more to come later. But he can run. He's got great hands, amazing feet. I'm telling you, Reese, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Olajuwon, but you put him side by side as freshmen, you cannot tell them apart. He's a rim protector that's got defensive range. He doesn't just block shots around the rim. He can move and block shots and block them outside the lane. And on the offensive end, he can post up and score with his back to the basket. And he keeps adding things to his game. He can step away, knock a shot down, turn around jumper. He's got a jump hook. He can play pick and roll basketball. He's got terrific feet. And his hands are terrific. And he's going to get better and better and better.
With the second pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select.
He's been, their best player in my opinion, and I've been really impressed with his growth. I saw him at the Nike Hoop Summit a few years ago in Portland, Oregon, and I mean, people knew of him. They knew he was putting up good numbers, but he went 40 whatever in the draft, and so many teams missed on him. And back then he had all the baby fat, and he could really pass. You could tell he could shoot it a little bit, and you knew the skills were there, but he was still not the most athletic guy. But you could tell he was intriguing. But now, I mean, to see what he's grown into, grabbing rebounds, pushing it himself, playing kind of point center, at times, I think he's really impressed, NBA scouts, NBA personnel, because he's kind of a throwback player in that he's not an athlete. He's not a guy who switches every pick and roll, and he's more of an old school passing type, but he can also step out and shoot the three. So very unique player who I think has fit into today's NBA game as well, and is obviously representing Serbia in a big way.
With the third pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Zach Levine from UCLA.
Yes, well, you mentioned it. He's an athlete. He's not just an athlete. He is an explosive freak of an athlete. And, Russell Westbrook went to UCLA. He's a Westbrook-type athlete. I'm not saying he's that same type of player because he's got a lot more developing to do.
With the fourth pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Julius Randle from the University of Kentucky.
Well, Julius Randle is a lefty, and he is an absolute monster on the glass. Just a double-double machine. He's the most physically imposing power forward in this draft. He is not a shooter. He is a driver. 85% of his shots come in the paint. and he likes to drive it left, and then he'll spin back to get to that right hand. But where his real value is as an offensive rebounder. One of the best offensive rebounders in this draft, along with Jarnell Stokes out of Tennessee.
With the 5th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Andrew Wiggins from Toronto and the University of Kansas.
He's an elite transition athlete. They don't make athletes like this very often. So he can score in transition, he can really run, he can get off the floor, and he's explosive in doing that. And he's got a terrific second jump. But as a defender, his opponents that he was guarding shot only 32% against him last year. 0.8 points per possession. Now he can shoot it. He's not a great shooter, but he's a good shooter.
With the 6th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Clint Capella from Geneva, Switzerland. He last played for Cologne in France.
He's actually a guy that's got terrific long-range potential. 6'11", great wingspan, very athletic. The analytics really measure up nicely. Everything he scores is at the rim right now. He's got some shot blocking ability and rebounding ability. He's not ready to play meaningful minutes by any stretch in the NBA right now. Houston doesn't need that from him. Bill is right. He's the second best player to ever come out of Switzerland behind Thabo Sefolosha in terms of Swiss players. But a typical Euro big guy stash pick who we're going to watch develop and probably see him back in the league in 2, 3, or 4 years.
With the 7th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select Bogdan Bogdanovic from Belgrade, Serbia. He last played for Partizan in Serbia.
Get it. When you talk about all those guys I described as futures and big guys that have to improve, this kid is a good basketball player right now. He was the EuroLeague's Rising Star Award as the best young player, and particularly recently, Reese, he has been absolutely on a tear. The EuroLeague ended a couple months ago, but his team was dynamite in the Serbian League, and the best way to put it is, if the NCAA is AA baseball, this kid's been hitting 300 in AAA, so he's a little closer to the major leagues than people will think, and he's only 21 years old.
With the 8th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select
Jeremy Grant from Syracuse University.
Impressive set of physical tools. Just a pogo stick jumper, a gifted athlete that's got length and explosiveness around the goal. Not a guy who is a skilled player out on the perimeter. So you're asking, where's he going to play? Is he a 4? Is he a 3? And who does he guard? But you know, he's got a really good body, excellent athleticism, and he can really, really attack the rim.
With the 9th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Aaron Gordon from the University of Arizona.
Well, they got maybe the best athlete in this entire draft. He finished first or second in just about every athletic testing at the NBA Combine in Chicago. He's a transition athlete, a guy that can drive it, offensive rebounder, and a terrific defender whose opponents, his matchup, shot only 33% against him. This kid is a really, really talented athlete.
With the 10th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Marcus Smart from Oklahoma State University.
Toughness is right. He's a linebacker in a basketball uniform, and he's a terrific athlete. He can drive it. You are not going to knock him off his path. He's going to knock you off of yours. He gets to the rim and he finishes. You know, he's 6'4", but he's got long arms. You know, he's got a wingspan of over 6'9". That's longer, or as long as Dante Exum's, who's 6'6". He can post up. He can get to the rim. He's excellent in transition, plays really well off of pick and roll situations. And I think you talked about it. He absolutely competes. He's an excellent passer. The only thing he doesn't do is he doesn't shoot it.
With the 11th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Denver Nuggets select With the 12th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Yusuf Norkich from Tuzla, Bosnia and Herzegovina. He last played for Crvena Zagreb in Croatia.
Bring him on. Yusuf Norkich, he's only 19 years old. He is a big boy. Now he's got a little bit of WWE in him. By that I mean he's still got to mature a little bit. But you're looking at a very, very physical player. He does play below the rim, but he's got great feet for a guy his size. He'll be able to defend pick and rolls, and I think in time he's got a chance to be very good.
With the 13th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select T.J. Warren from North Carolina State University.
T.J. Warren averaged nearly 25 points per game. You know, he hugs his coach at NC State, Martin Gottfried. T.J. Warren goes in the lottery. And there are many things you need to have a successful team. Sometimes you need a dude who will just go get you a bucket, and T.J. Warren can do that in a variety of ways, although sometimes somewhat unconventional ones.
With the 14th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select
Spencer Dinwiddie from the University of Colorado.
I love that pick.
Well, you said it before, he's a first-round talent, and absent the ACL injury, he would have been taken in the first round if he had come out. Played really well at the World University Games for USA Basketball. He's an excellent passer with good vision and a good feel. He's also an excellent shooter, and apparently very proud of that mustache.
Right.
But he's a really good player, and I can tell you what Stan Van Gundy said was we had targeted him all along, and we were really happy when he was still there.
With the 15th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Gary Harris from Michigan State University.
A terrific player, and you can't forget, he's really young. He's not even 20 years old yet. He's younger than Joel Embiid, and he's younger than some of the freshmen that have gone already. He's got a really good basketball IQ. He's a perimeter scorer. He can knock down spot-ups. He can shoot off the dribble. He's undersized as a two-guard, but he's a really good defender. He's tough. He will get to the glass, but he does drive it well, and he does shoot it well. And I like it. I like his mental makeup. Like he doesn't take any prisoners. He's a tough-minded kid. He had a shoulder problem. He played through it. Nothing gets to him, although he does look a little bit down. I don't think he should be. He went lower than he should have, but that doesn't change the kind of player he is.
With the 16th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select
Joe Harris from the University of Virginia.
Just a lights-out shooter. He's big, he's strong, 6'6", shoots over 40% from three. I think he's one of the best in this draft at shooting off of screens and using screens. Shot 42% from three coming off of screens, and he can make plays. He 3.5 assists per 40 minutes. That's the second highest among small forwards in this draft. Big and strong, and he's a pretty good defender. But I like the way he can run all day off screens. He's a bigger, stronger kind of J.J. Redick in that regard. He's not quite as dynamic of a shooter as Redick was in college, certainly, but he's bigger and stronger.
With the 17th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Boston Celtics select Dario Shahrich from Šibenik, Croatia.
Well, first of all, they've got a guy that's been so well known in Europe for the last 5 years. He was a real young, sensational talent. And he's grown on me because I didn't like him early in his career. He plays with great toughness. He's an outstanding passer for 6'10", and he's a terrific rebounder. He's the ultimate team guy.
With the 18th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select Rodney Hood from Duke University.
Rodney Hood is a guy that was a captain of Duke's team last year after transferring in from Mississippi State. Left-handed, catch-and-shoot guy, but can also shoot off the dribble. I think he's a good defender, although he does have a few defensive lapses and he can get lazy here or there defensively.
With the 19th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Chicago Bulls select Kyle Anderson from UCLA.
They call him slow-mo. He never gets in a hurry, but he's very effective.
Well, he doesn't get in a hurry because he's not a great athlete, and that's the thing. He can't really get in a hurry, but he does play with pace, and he can get by you with his savvy. He's a 6'8", kind of point forward that just knows how to play. He's the best passer in this draft. He's an excellent rebounder, 6'8", with a 7'1", 7'2" wingspan. Good open shooter, not a guy that's gonna, make challenge jump shots.
With the 20th pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Doug McDermott from Creighton University.
I mean, he's the best and most versatile scorer in this draft, and he's not just a shooter. I think he can rival Nick Stauskas as a shooter. I favor Stauskas a little bit in the game of horse, but this guy is crafty. He knows how to get open. He knows how to use his body. He's big and strong, and he's a far superior athlete to what people thought about him. And he tested out really well athletically at the combine.
With the 21st pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Jabari Parker from Duke University.
The guy who averaged 19 points, nearly 9 rebounds a game in his one season at Duke. Led the team in both categories. He's going to be a guy that the Bucks try to re-energize their franchise around. They didn't get the #1 overall pick, but they might have wound up with the best guy for them.
With the 22nd pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the Memphis Grizzlies select